Welcome back to part 2 of 3D. So now what we want to do is in C13, we want to calculate what this number from 2014 would be if it increased by 25%. So let's go ahead and go into C13, into equals C13. Then we're going to use our parentheses again. And we're going to add 100% of it. Then we're going to add 25%. Now, if you'll notice, if we drag this over to the right, it'll become C10, D10. So we want to make sure that B10 is an absolute reference, so it says B10 each time. So $B, $10. Then press enter. So now it gives us a reference error. So let's go ahead and see what that might be. Now in math class, if you had like 8 times x plus 3, you don't have to put in times. It doesn't really matter. But for this, you do. So we need B13 times 100% plus B10. So that means it's going to multiply this number by 125%, which is going to show an increase of 25%. So if you press enter on the formula bar, it's going to give you a number. Let's go ahead and do Format Painter. So click on your cell B13, Format Painter, and then click on C13 and make that a little wider if you need to. And then use the fill handle to bring it all the way through 2018. If you need to resize some columns to make it fit, go for it. If you don't, good for you. Leave row 14 blank and in A15 type estimated growth in tourism spending 2014 to 2018. Press enter. Then in A8, either right click and use Format Painter or use Format Painter from your home ribbon and then click in A15. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use this projected tourism spending to change information. So go ahead and select A10 to B10, right click and use the fill color to make it a different color so it stands out a little more. Make sure you can read it still, but that it just kind of pops for you. Leave row 16 blank, and then in A17 type year, in A18 type 25% growth rate, and in A19 type 21% growth rate. We chose these numbers because if you look at our percent increase that we calculated in row 6, the average is about 25% overall, but the lowest we ever had was 21. So we assume that 21 will be the lowest growth we'll have. Right, select B12 to F12, right click and copy. And then in B17, right click and paste. Hit escape to deselect. So now what we want to do is we want to copy and paste B13 to B18. So right click copy, and then in B18 right click paste. But notice that when we put this in here, if you look at your formula bar, it brought in the formula, not the number. We're going to change these. We want these to be formulas in the row 13, but in 18 and 19, we want them to just be numbers. So hit undo or Control Z. Then what I want you to do is right click again and look at Paste Special. In Paste Special, there's something called Values, and then select the first one. So now you've selected just to paste what value was in the cell, not the formula. But at the same time, it only put just the numbers, and we have this formatted. So hit undo again real quick. Right click, paste special, and in paste values, there's one that says values and number formatting. Go ahead and click that. Now what I want you to do is hit escape to deselect, and in cell B10, change the 25 to 21. Press enter. You see how that changed all these numbers? These numbers should stay the same. So D18 should be 17,000 and D13 should be 16,000. Make sure that that's correct. And if it's not, rewind and go back and try it again. So now what we want to do is the same thing we did before. Right click, copy, and in B19, right click, paste special, and values and number formatting. Go ahead and hit escape to deselect and click somewhere else. Make sure you save your document if you haven't in a little while, and go to the page layout tab. So over here in themes, you can pick a different theme if you like, but I also want to look at colors and pick a different color. I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to go with orange here. You can pick whichever color theme you like. So it stayed in the same theme, but just changed all the colors for that theme. Go ahead and save, and you're ready to move on to the third video for 3D.